Hey, fellow artists, welcome to the very first Psycheopera Creators Live, where I'll be showcasing fellow builders of musical instruments and their work, whether it's rustic cigar box guitars, traditional flutes, trash bin percussion, synthesizers, software instruments, DIY controllers, or sorry, I'm getting I'm hearing YouTube in my head, folks, so I am going to turn it off. Synthesizers, software instruments, DIY controllers, or sorry, there was a double me through my headphones. All right. So, anyway, I think YouTube is okay. Okay. Okay, I'm only hearing one of me. Sorry, folks. It's the first stream. Things are gonna go wrong. Anyways, what was I saying? Whether it's rustic cigar box guitars, traditional flutes, trash bin percussion, synthesizers, software instruments, DIY controllers, or classical guitars made by luthiers. If it's made by humans and not made in a factory by machines, I want to talk about it. So today, my first guest is songwriter, guitarist, sitarist, dutarist, and now cigar box guitarist Mike Mountain Hawk Gourley. And he also sounds exactly like Bob Dylan, which is crazy awesome. Mike found me on YouTube about a year ago and purchased 2 of my CBGs, and we've been friends ever since. And so here's a little taste of Mike's work.
I'm sorry to chime in, but that sounds really low. Okay, that's better for monitoring, but let me check the YouTube stream, make sure it sounds better than that.
It's like Electro-Acoustic Opera Company. Right on. Not easily, anyway. This is my homemade, hand-built cello. I made that, and one more small little guy. I'm still kind of figuring the fretting out.
Okay, so folks in the chat, can you let me know how our audio is coming in? Again, inaugural stream, new system, new everything. So we need your feedback. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. How are we coming in on YouTube, Lawrence?
We're sounding good on YouTube.
How was Mike's montage?
It sounded good.
Okay. All right.
I did answer that question, but I used the private chat.
I
Just
don't,
so you
I'm not looking at the
know.
private chat,
Okay.
so you need to talk to me through the stream or through the chat.
All right.
Alrighty, folks. Just smoothing over some teething issues. Well, without any further ado, we're gonna bring on Mike Mountain Hawk Gourley. Here we go. There's Mike.
Hey,
Hello.
there I am. Hello, hello.
So, Mike, welcome to the show. First of all,
Oh,
welcome to.
thanks for having me.
Oh, Mike, it is a great, great pleasure. So, you are an incredible guitarist and songwriter. What led you down the path of exploring non-Western instruments such as sitar and dutar, and did that lead you to uh, wanting to explore the cigar box guitar?
Uh, yeah, I don't know about the cigar box guitar initially. I mean, sitar goes way, way, way back to. Uh, I know I don't look it, but I'm 64. But in my teen
You're
years,
young looking.
yes, yeah. Well, when I was much younger, I I got into the Beatles. I was of that era. My parents had all the Beatle records, so of course I heard Norwegian Wood,
Okay.
and I became fascinated with the sitar on more than just a Norwegian wood level. I actually listened to Ravi Shankar and some other, Indian music. So that would be my roots of that type of music. Later on, of course, the sitar is kind of an intimidating instrument and
Incredibly.
not cheap. Probably about a decade or so ago, I bought a real cheap one off eBay. Anyone interested in a sitar, unless you just want to hang it on a wall, spend a little bit of money because,
Good tip.
yeah, about all I could get was maybe a major scale out of it, and it just wasn't very good. So, probably about 6, 7 years ago, I got a hold of a guy with, I believe it's called Rain City Music. He's out of Oregon, and he actually was a very big help. And I spent a little bit of money and got a decent sitar.
Quick question, Mike. So, how do you, as a player, how do you judge between what's a good sounding and good playable sitar versus a bad one?
Well, the key with any instrument, and especially that one, is does it stay in tune?
Aha.
So seriously, I mean, years ago, I had an ex-wife that worked for Walmart, and they had a cheap acoustic guitar on sale for $20 that she was going to buy her son. And I told her, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. I sat on the couch for a half hour trying to tune that guitar. I mean, I know how to tune a guitar. A half an hour. I finally gave up. It would not stay in tune. So if you run out and buy your kid a cheap instrument of any kind, it's going to sit at home. And what you've damaged is now they don't want to because they've
Exactly.
frustrated. So whatever instrument it is, they're gonna. Now that doesn't mean you have to go out and spend $1,000 and buy them a Fender Strat or whatever. Um, on a sitar level, you're probably talking around $1,000 or more. I think
Wow.
mine was about 1,300.
Well, it is a complex instrument. There's so many moving
And
parts on it.
yeah, exactly. And mine's what you call a custom studio. It doesn't have the big gourd on the end, so yeah, you spend the money, you get what you get. But you can buy something in between to get them started. Like Fender makes Squire guitars. It's a really good guitar. On a sitar, yeah, it's. I think they make ones for kids. You'd really have to look into it, and it's called Rain City. I highly recommend them if someone is serious about Indian instruments because he's very helpful.
Right. No,
As
you're
far as
definitely right about the guitar thing. Oh, we lost you, Mike. Oh,
there I
we
am.
got you back.
It's magic. As
Oh,
far as some of the other stuff now, I started listening to Consider the Source, the band in 2019, and their guitarist plays an assortment of Middle Eastern, Asian instruments, dombra, dutar. I mean, he's got a whole collection of different instruments. And dutar and dombra are both two-string instruments, which is very, one would think, oh, this is very easy, but it's very right-hand oriented, a lot of different styles. And I was very intrigued by that. So at that time, of course, COVID hit, canceled out my first time seeing them. And they did a lot on Facebook. So I got to, see some of him doing Facebook stuff with his dombras and dutars. So I got on their website and I sent him an email and I said, hey, I'm very interested in this dombra thing you do. Would you be interested? Would you teach? Are you into teaching a beginner? And of course, he shot me back an email and said, everyone in this country, everyone's a beginner.
so true.
So,
True.
of course, we've had him on the Earworms show, so some people may have seen him. Gabriel Marin, very humble guy,
Yeah.
excellent musician, and I've been taking lessons off him for a little over 2 years. So that got me into some other instruments. I'm not really much of a slide guy.
Have you gotten a little bit into slide since you started building cigar box guitars?
Well, since I got yours,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
here's the problem I have as a multi-instrumentalist, uh, and a guy who has to work full time and take care of a house and wife and yada yada yada.
Right.
It's really hard learning new things and getting really good at it. So yeah, I tend to bounce around. I'll go, oh, gee, the 12-string guitar has been on the wall for a year now. I think I want to play it, and I tend to bounce around. But I try to keep up on everything. So I get in cycles, is what I'm saying. And I honestly, up until a few days ago, I had to kind of get back in the cycle of this. I've been busy with some other things. So
I
uh,
I find, Mike, that rather than taking the traditional approach about how to build yourself up as a musician. Okay, you set up a practice time, and on Tuesdays from 5 till 8, I'm just gonna practice yada yada yada. I find if you have a project that you're working towards, you seem to find the time to practice, and it's if it's something that you're passionate about. And for example, I'm putting together a musical lecture about cigar box guitars in November. So I have the pressure of putting together a program, and I'm working with another musician. His name is Pete. Hey, Pete, if you're watching, um, and it isn't a chore to practice because I'm working towards a project. And yeah, so I understand what it means to come back to an instrument in cycles. But what usually helps me is, all right, I got a gig. This is the theme of the gig, and this is the perfect musical instrument for that gig, or the theme of the gig is this. And so it gives you an incentive to work. I feel like I've improved as a player working with Pete. Um, he is a guitarist and a banjo player. So that's just something to keep in mind. I mean, um, did you have, I mean, is it your goal to become a virtuoso in any one instrument? Or you just, let inspiration take you where it's going to take you?
yeah, I mean, at this stage of the game, at my age, I kind of just let inspiration take me. And really, up until about, I don't know, 12 years ago, something like that. I'm terrible with time anymore, but I mainly played acoustic guitar and strummed and sang folk songs like Bob Dylan, Grateful Dead. So I
Awesome.
really didn't. Yeah, I mean, I really never tried to do much of anything else. And at some point, I think I just decided, I could try to do other things. And so let that be a lesson. Never give up,
Right.
because I let people, hammer my self worth and shit when I was a teenager. And, you know, basically had low self esteem. So eventually I settled into just, kind of doing that because that seemed to work for me, but I didn't try to do anything else. So at this point, and with the cigar box guitar, I kind of take a different approach to that, as you've heard in some of my videos.
Yes,
Uh,
your approach, you try to bring what you learned from the dutar and non-Western instruments and apply it to the cigar box guitar. I think what you're doing is amazing.
yeah, a lot of that's yeah, some of the Carnatic Indian type stuff, and just doing that. By and large, yeah, I'm the consummate garage band improv guy. I get bored easily, and I just yeah, I don't. I reached another level of trying to learn other people's songs. That takes, as you said, practice,
Right.
and I'm not really out performing those songs, so why bother?
Exactly. It's
I
not
mean, people are impressed. My wife opened the door. Oh, he's playing ACDC. Oh my God, telling the daughter, and oh my God, you play three chords and people are amazed if it's some, popular band. You sit and play some improvisation and they're kind of like, yeah, okay. But,
it's
you know,
tough. It's tough. I find you have to set up the event to invite people into the experience. Um,
right.
but when you're able to do that, and the people do connect. And so, well, I wanted to ask you about you have an incredible amount of builds for the amount of time you've been building. It seems like cigar box guitars were kind of like your entry drug into building unconventional string instruments. What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, I think I'm kind of obsessive, and I went crazy, and I probably should have spent. I'm being honest here. I should have spent more time learning. Here,
I
in
don't
my
think
thing,
there's
here's my thing.
shoulda. You're just following inspiration where you takes you, and as you
Well,
say,
you're being nice.
no, no, Mike, I go through the same thing. I find that if a work isn't inspired by inspiration, it's not going to be as good as if it were. My best work, all of it, was always inspired work. When I tried to push something out because I thought, oh, well, I really should be doing this or this, it just didn't, you know, things didn't stick like the way they were supposed to. And so follow inspiration. It's not about supposed to. What is inspiring you right now? And if building is inspiring you right now and not so much playing, then so be it. You know, those
I've kind
builds
of
are
gone
going to
back
be
the other
beautiful.
way.
Go ahead.
But no, and here's the thing, and I'm kind of this way about a lot of things. I mean, if I build a set of shelves, I have this idea, and I'm not a carpenter or a trade kind of guy. So I'll have this idea and I'll get a rough idea and I might sketch, well, I need this wood, that wood. Here's the materials I need. I'll go get it. I almost always forget something. There's something, oh shit, I should have done this, or I needed to do this. And that seems to be my MO. It's like I have it in my head kind of, but when I go to do it, I go, oh, I didn't think of that. Oh, and yeah, one of the things I really have struggle with is the necks. Um, but
Really,
yeah,
your necks are beautiful.
we'll get to that as we look at some instruments. But anyway, but I got into the cigar box thing came. I never really answered that question in full. That came from being on Earworm.
Oh,
Actually, before I think I even got on earworms and was just watching from the wings, I was doing the VCR rack, the VCV
the
rack, whatever.
VCV rack.
VCV
Yeah.
rack. Yes, with your husband Lawrence, and watching his videos, and he actually, I think this is before earworms started. He, sent me or made a comment or something about, oh, my wife builds cigar box guitars. And then I started watching your channel, and the rest is history. So I was like, well, maybe I can do something different than just standard 12-bar blues.
Right.
Because the other thing, and probably why I like doing improv, is I get bored very easily. So it's a lot of work to practice, and Gabe keeps me going with that on the dutar. So,
Keeps you
but
on your toes.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I just finally he had my the Persian dutar I bought off him. I gave back because I couldn't find anyone to do frets for me, and so he took it back to New York City and had that done. So I
Nice.
recently got that back. But at one point, I actually, you're talking about, is there any one? Well, of course, I played the guitar all my life. There was a point where I actually told Gabe, I said, can we take a break from the other stuff and go back to the guitar? I said, I feel like I'm ignoring my guitar, so, and I pick up my guitar and it felt like, you
It's
know,
like it's
yeah,
foreign.
yeah, it's like a foreign object or something. So uh, that's just the difficulty. You got to practice what you're doing, but it, that's where it gets hard sometimes. Other things like the flute, I might go, oh
Right.
man, I haven't played any flutes in a while. So you kind of got to get back going on that. So
Well, as I said before, you'll find that you'll get back into something quickly when you have a project lighting a fire under your butt,
oh yeah,
and
yeah.
inspiration should always be leading that project. But I see you've got a few instruments there. Can you
Well,
show them off for us?
I got a whole ton of them, and
Oh,
some in the background.
yeah, I'm jealous, Mike. I think in the short amount of time you've been building, you've built more instruments than I
Well, the
have.
one in my hand.
I started first.
Well,
Mike
no,
beat me.
no, I don't. I don't know about that. You said you had like 29 or something.
Officially 29. I think it's closer to 31. There are a few
You
didn't.
probably got more than. Can we hear that?
Yes, yes. Let's hear your stuff. Look at that.
Okay, so this one, what is it? My father's cigars.
Nice.
So this is not my first build. This is probably one of the nicer ones I've done
It's
in terms
beautiful.
of how it looks. Well, usually I end up, like I said, I forget something, and then, oh yeah, there's a little crack where that came off. So every single one of them seems to have something, but this one actually does.
Nice. And you
Now, one
say
of the,
you're not good at slide, Mike. Sounds good to me.
well, I have my moments. One of the things that is difficult for me, and you talk about it in your videos, is and it is I agree with you. It's the beauty of the cigar box guitar that it has that kind of gritty sound to it, and but as someone who plays a Fender Strat,
Right.
sometimes that's hard to get used to
I know.
because you're used to that very nice, clean sound,
I
and
was going to
here you
ask you
get
about
that,
that. Yeah.
you get that kind of tinny sound. Yeah,
And
so
very nice. Just to acknowledge some people in the chat for us, Mike. Welcome, Fake Weirdo, and welcome, The Oldest Gamer. It's nice to have you here.
yay, welcome, welcome.
Nice to have you. And so, Michael, what type of pickup? I can't really tell from here, but what do you got on
Uh,
that one?
God, do they even have a name for those? I get most of my stuff off of CB Giddy.
Okay.
There's a plug for them. So that's what is that? It's a 3-pole pickup because there's 3 strings.
Okay. Oh, so you
So
got a magnetic pickup from them.
yeah, it's a
Okay.
magnetic pick.
All
I'm
right.
sorry. Yeah, it's a magnetic pickup, not a piezo. So
Well, but you're used to very high quality magnetic pickups on your very nice guitars.
yeah, and that's the other thing. Yeah, they're not. Now this one's not too bad. Let me.
It's a beautiful build though, and sounded
Okay,
great.
like I don't know if you can see can't get the slide off my finger.
Mm,
These are like, I don't know, $12.
yeah.
Got the other plug-in in. I think they suck. They don't sound very good. Uh, turn this back the other way. I like the engraving on this Mountain Hawk.
There we go.
So it's kind of a nice looking guitar. Here's the other thing, and maybe other people are better with on this particular one. Um, I don't know if you can see it shining.
Yeah.
It's that. So I don't much. I mean, it's nice, and I actually got the action on this one where you can pull.
So you have the
But
plastic plate on it so that you can finger it.
yeah,
Okay, there we go.
so you can do the Carnatic thing.
Hey,
But
welcome Albert. Welcome
but
Kevin.
but here's what I don't like because they have holes. I mean, if you glue it, then you can see the glue. So they
Right.
have these holes, and I worked and worked and worked. I tried screws. I got the smallest nail I could find, but on the middle string where the can you hear that?
Yeah, I could hear that.
Yeah. So it renders
So
your middle
that one
string. Yeah.
that
So unless you're going to make a slider out of this where
right,
it's up high,
right.
it yeah, I wouldn't recommend them.
So that one is
But I
you
wanted to be able to do the slide.
right. Well, you built an unintentional slide guitar with low string height.
Yeah, I finally got the neck right.
Okay.
Well, the neck where you could actually play too,
Okay.
because that's what I wanted. I wanted to be able to
To
do
do both.
either or.
Yeah.
So I worked and worked and worked, and I actually got the neck. It's a little high down here, but up here, it's decent.
Okay.
But the plastic
So
gets in.
you didn't like that plastic plate for fingering.
No. I
Okay.
mean, try anything once, but
Okay. You know, I'm
uh,
glad you mentioned that because I was thinking about
that in the
purchasing.
pickup.
Yeah.
The pickup sounds. I'm not even going to plug this one in. The pickup sounds bad.
Okay.
So
What
you
kind
live and
of
learn. You try different things.
tone issues are you having with the pickup? Just out of curiosity.
It just sounds very. What's the word? Kind of tinny,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
That's for a magnetic pickup. That's a little strange. Usually you get
Well,
mud, but
maybe
not so much
there.
treble.
All right, we'll plug it in. I don't think it's in tune. I don't know.
That's okay, Mike. We can tune on the fly. It's not a problem. Yeah, that's not bad. It's kept its tuning pretty good.
I mean, it's not horrible, but it's not. I think the other pickup's better,
Okay.
and obviously the ones on a Fender Strat are way better. But
Of course.
I mean, it just comes down to what you want. But and it could be the strings too. I don't know,
It
or the box.
the
It's
what
kind of a wider box.
Yeah, what comes into play with magnetic pickups, because the box and the instrument itself don't contribute to the sound at all. What contributes to the quality of the sound with magnetic is how the type of strings you have, how conductive they are, how far away they are from the pickup, and whether your pickup um, how far the poles are away from each other. All of that contributes to the sound. So it might just be
Right.
that your string choice isn't so great for that pickup, or that if the poles were made for a regular guitar, they might not be picking up the strings very well. So it could be that. It could be
I think
it
on that
there's
one,
so many variables, but that's why we keep building to,
oh yeah, yeah,
try.
absolutely.
So show us more, Mike. What you got
All
back
right. Yeah.
there? And saying hello to everyone in the chat. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate you guys.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely. Otherwise, we're just playing. Uh, the action isn't really good on this one. I stick my finger all the way through, so this is definitely a slider.
okay.
What I liked was the moose. If
I
I can
like
get
the
that,
moose too. Look at that.
the moose is cool.
I haven't got that box anywhere, and I have a big collection.
Uh, what is it?
Yeah, never seen that.
Tacasa, Tacasa,
Huh.
Nicaragua. So
Gonna keep
yeah,
an eye out for the moose.
what is it? Bull moose cigars, and a slide.
All right. What kind of slide you got there, Mike?
This is actually the Joe Perry Aerosmith.
Ha! Is that
It's a very nice slide. It's
a
one of my favorites.
ceramic? Heavy ceramic?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's very nice and smooth. Yeah, the
Por-
Joe Perry.
porcelain?
I think it is porcelain.
Nice.
And then I got this one was ceramic from CB Giddy. That's the one I grabbed.
All right. That looks like a stubby slide from Sabi Giddy.
It is.
Nice. Do you prefer the stubby slides over the 3-inch knuckle slides?
Depends on what I'm doing.
Okay.
Like if I just want to play mainly the bottom string, where I had a tune.
For me, that'd be good enough.
There we go.
Nice.
So if I'm wanting to play like that, yeah, I prefer this slide.
Okay.
The bigger one is if you want to play more,
Like bar chords, right?
yeah, you're
Yeah. Yes. And
that.
you say you don't play slide, Mike.
I didn't. I don't play all the time. I'm not. Some people play. That's their
That's
thing.
her thing, yeah.
They play all the time. I play once in a blue moon until I got the into the cigar box guitar mode. So that has pushed me to.
It's added to your arsenal.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's always good. It's
Always,
always good to have
always.
your arsenal.
So
So
show us more, Mike. Show us
show us
more.
more.
Yes.
Oh, now what I seem to be kind of good at. Let me grab the one back here first.
Hmm.
What I think is hilarious is when I write
Ooh.
stuff is I don't play I'm not a bow guy either.
Well, you're gonna learn to be a
I'm
bow
not a
guy.
fiddle guy, but I seem to build pretty decent. I mean, that's not bad.
That is a beautiful instrument. By the way, Flute Wizard says, "Hey, Mike.
Hey, man, what's up? That's good to see you.
Nice to see you, Kyle."
Yeah, absolutely. You are getting him on the show in the future, I take it.
He's next week, Mike. Flute
Next
Wizard
week.
next week.
Right, man. I will be there. I will be there, brother. So, anyway, and yeah, I mean, there's no way you'd have to put something on this. This is awful big. So, I call it my knee fiddle, but
Nice.
I'm
There
not.
you go.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to hold it something like, I don't know.
Well, I like underhand bowing, but
Yeah, underhand.
if
That's what Gabe showed me too. Oh, you're not going to be able to hear it.
I heard
This
I
one.
heard something.
Well, you know,
Oh,
if
what
I'm going
kind
to
of
embarrass myself. If I'm going to embarrass myself, I might as well. This actually has a piezo pickup in it.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
He says
Not,
that fiddle looks cool, Mike.
yeah, it is. It's like, well, you were asking me, or I think you were going to ask me. I hate to spoil your questions, but about selling stuff. Most of my stuff, I just don't think is that good to sell. I would almost be like,
Mike.
but this, you know, this is not bad. I mean, I can't play worth a crap, but okay, I can't even.
Have you thought of putting frets on your violins?
Well, I could. I mean, I was going to market. I just haven't done it yet
Okay.
because I just haven't had much time. Yeah, yeah. Eventually, it would be a good idea because I have no idea what I'm playing either.
Well, one thing.
But this one actually, I mean, I've actually got it right. You know, because you want to be able to, if I can both.
There you go.
So yeah, you know, you can actually do it right. So
What I'm gonna do with my little fiddles, Mike, is I'm gonna have raised frets on them so that you can get an open string sound on every fingering,
oh
and that'll make it easier to play. It's just something to think about.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. But
Maybe fake weirdo, but
you
it
know, I was
might
saying
be
earlier
worth a
about
try.
maybe learning how to play one before you build a whole crap ton of them. Because here's my little baby one.
Look at that. That one's fancy looking.
Yeah, this one.
And is that a two stringer?
No, this is 3 strings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this one's actually. Excuse me. This one's acoustic. This one does not have a pickup.
Okay.
This probably actually hold up here. If I knew how to play a violin. Yeah, if I knew how to play, but yeah, that one's really cool. And I have my signature MG logo on everything.
Very nice. Very nice.
And then I have one more of those. This one is like really weird.
Ooh, I like the look of that one. Look at that.
Yeah, see
Ooh.
what I mean? The one thing I can't really play is the one thing I'm making pretty good.
Oh, Mike.
That I would actually go, if somebody said they wanted to buy that, I'd be like, okay, cool.
Well, here's the thing. Say someone does want to buy it. How much you'd sell it for?
I hadn't even thought about it.
You got to think about those things, Mike. People are going to start approaching you.
Well, they might now. I might have to think about it.
Yeah, yeah.
You're going to hurt my brain.
Oh
But
no, Mike, I'm sorry.
well, I mean, something like that. I don't. It probably costs more to ship the dang thing than I don't know.
No, Mike, here's the
That's
thing. Mike,
shipping
Mike,
is horrible right
shipping
now.
is horrible, but the thing is you got to pass on the shipping charges to the customer. Otherwise, you'll go more than broke.
Oh, I
So
know. I
that's
screwed up on a. I've sold a few things recently, uh, and on Reverb, and yeah, I messed up on a. I got a new keyboard for my DAW, so the old one was under the bed,
right.
and I totally screwed that one up. I think I made like $12 or something. Luckily, I really wanted to get it out and get rid of it, but so I didn't lose anything. So yes, you got to be very, very careful.
Very. Hey, Webb, welcome. You got a lot of builders in the chat, Mike.
Uh-oh. I think that's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
I don't know. I haven't looked at the chat. I can't see the chat.
No worries. If
I'm
anyone sends
counting on
Mike,
you. So hello, chat.
I will relay all questions to Mike. So, Chad, if you have any questions for Mike,
Yeah,
please.
absolutely.
That violin, Mike, looks beautiful. What you want is, make sure you're covering your costs and you tack on a little bit for yourself, but if you're mailing out your items, you gotta pass on the shipping costs to your customers. Otherwise, you will go broke.
Oh yeah,
Especially
yeah.
if you ship. Um, there's certain states where shipping is astronomical, and international, forget it.
Oh God, it's horrible.
You planning to do any craft markets though, Mike?
I don't know. Here's the one you really want to see. I know it.
Yes, your cello. Look at that.
My God, you can't even get it all in the picture hardly.
It's beautiful.
It's
I
even
love
got the
it.
cello thing on it.
Yes.
It is. I can't remember why. Something messed up with the pickup, so I never have put another pickup in it.
Do you got a piezo or a magnetic in that? What you got?
Nothing right now.
Okay.
I had a piezo. I think I took it. Oh, I took it apart so I could cut these because
Right.
otherwise,
You
here.
can't know it.
Remember what I said about forgetting things? You got to be able to. You got to be able to get the bow down there.
Yeah.
So initially, I broke a hair. Oh my God.
No.
Losing my hair.
Well,
I'm losing
Mike,
a lot of hair.
just a plug for a friend in the chat. Albert from Now Open for Lunch builds what do you call bows out of fishing line that you do not have to tighten.
Oh yeah,
or
yeah.
No maintenance bows, Mike. And so
Yeah, I thought about. Yeah, I might have to contact him about getting a bow.
yeah, I'm gonna work with him for my bows. I'll pass on his contact.
Love that
info.
sound.
It's
the
beautiful.
same thing. I haven't put any frets on it, so I don't know.
Nice.
Of course, that's not how you play it, but
There was a question in the chat from Fake Weirdo about using an EBow.
An EBow. Oh, like a guitar EBow? What do you think about that, Mike? Do you think that'll work with the cello?
Whoa, with the cello?
Yeah, guitar EBow.
Well, here's the. Let me sit this down before I kill myself.
Oh no. And do you have cello strings on that or guitar strings?
That is cello strings.
Uh-huh.
That is cello strings. All right, here's the thing about EBow, because yeah, I have an EBow. The EBow operates off of your pickup.
Oh, so you need a
So
magnetic.
you do not have a magnetic pickup.
Right.
You're not going to be able to do an EBow.
That I
Yeah,
didn't
it's got
know
to be
that.
magnetic because that's what it's doing. It's drawing off the magnetic pickup.
Uh-huh. So if
So
you build a cello with a magnetic pickup, then technically the EBO would work. Maybe
yeah,
be a good
uh,
experiment.
I don't know how. Yeah, it would be an experiment.
Ooh.
I have no. All my EBO experiences is with guitars, so I have not attempted it. I mean, the whole thing of the EBO is to give you. That's why they call it a bow, kind of a bow sound that you would get. So I don't, if you're, I guess you could try it. I don't know.
If
Someone out there do it and let us
so,
know.
yeah, they want to know if
Is
they
there such a
could.
thing as a magnetic pickup on a cello?
Well, I'm. What are the
I
you
don't know.
bought? I've never bought cello strings. Are they steel?
I think they are, but they're different than guitar strings.
Well, here's the thing. I'm building leg fiddles just with steel strings and some with guitar strings, and
I've got,
they're
I've got,
bowable. They're definitely bowable. And
I've
so,
got this covered. Let me get my EBO.
haha, people, we're gonna answer a question like. Fake Weirdo says, I'm going to buy a bow for my electric guitar in a couple of weeks. All right. So we're gonna conduct an experiment on the live here. Mike,
Well, this one has a magnetic pickup
okay.
and it's got violin strings.
There we go. So
I
now we're
think it's
going to
violin
test
strings.
this.
Yes, these are violin strings.
All right.
So
Da, da, da,
this may be
da.
god awful horrible. I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Awesome. Mike, I'm gonna
It'd be a
let
horrible time for my
Lawrence
battery dying.
into the stream here. Hello.
Hello, hello. He's like, huh? What? Huh?
What? Am I live? He says. Yeah,
I think
you're
he's
live.
Okay, I had to hit the mute button. You didn't
Okay.
give me my cue.
No, because I
You just
didn't
threw
I
me
didn't
in.
I didn't think I would be able to sneak it in. So
Why? Do you have a time limit?
no, it's
We're
just
hanging out, having fun.
is that I'm off script. I didn't know that I was gonna be off script for
You
most of
can't
the
use a
stream.
script for live streams.
You can just to
No. Might as well record it then.
No, well, it's more like notes and things that you want to do, and just hanging out here with Mike. It's been very informal, and I thought, you know what? Rather, I'm just gonna let go of my notes and my script. Let's just
Yeah.
let this be natural.
It's live.
It's live, yes. Okay, so
It
Mike,
works.
go
Not
for it,
very
Mike.
good.
Whoa! It's like
Wow,
a
that's great.
synthesizer. Mike.
Well, you gotta. Yeah, it takes a second to figure out. You gotta hold it just right.
It sounds like a whale. Can you do that?
It
again?
sounds like some Vikings are ready to mate.
Icon you.
Well,
sorry, chat.
it's probably hard to see. Well, maybe you can. This thing has grooves. It's made for a guitar. Those grooves sit in the. You got your one string that's being eboed, and the other two are. So it's kind of built for a guitar. So you got to get it held just right on this. Yeah, that one's on. Whoa.
Whoa. Yeah. Whoa. Mike, I think you just invented a type of synthesizer, Mike.
Yeah, well, since the string length's a little higher than, a Fender Strat or something like that, I'm having to push down on it. But you don't want to hit the string.
Right.
Well, I mean, if you want to make some noise, you can hit the string, but
right.
If you want to.
Oh, that's so cool. So what would you have to do?
It can be done.
It can be done. What would you have to do design-wise to really make that work for your electric violin? What do you think?
Uh, probably probably making the two strings fit in them grooves a little bit would help.
Okay.
But
So more space between the strings, you mean?
well, and the other issue I think is that on this particular one, it's kind of, I don't know if you can see that, it's kind of up high from the pickup. There, let me put my pinky in there.
Yeah,
And
I
yeah,
see it. I see that. So it's too far. The
yeah,
strings are too far from the pickup.
we're a
Yeah.
little closer to the pickup. You wouldn't be, because what I'm having to do. I'm on the middle string and I'm pushing down.
Right.
But I've got this top string almost pushed down to the pickup in order to get. But I mean, I think if I sat here and played with it, I mean, I'm already getting better. It
Yeah.
took me a minute before I even
There
got
you
any.
go.
But and if you want to do the others,
I love that. Oh my gosh. We'll call it the mic.
Yeah, Flute Wizard says it's theremin like.
It is.
yeah, it has some theremin qualities. Well, yay, good on whoever asked that question.
It
We
was fake weirdo.
Yeah.
Fake weirdo. You
Fake
helped
weirdo.
Mike. You helped Mike invent a new type of synthesizer. So
Yeah,
cool beans. Cool
that's cool. Well, I'm the real weirdo, so
Mm.
So Mike,
or so I've been told.
what of all of your builds, which is your favorite for whatever reason?
Oh, yeah, I've saved my favorite for. Well, I got a couple. All right, because
He's
I
got,
haven't
of
shown
course.
my license plate ones yet.
Ooh, yes! Look how pretty that one is.
This is the one I used in the video. This one didn't turn out as good as I like, but this one's kind of cool. This one is a bicentennial 1976, I believe. Yeah,
Nice.
from South Carolina. And I got a Utah one that's so bad I don't even want to show it. But
Oh, what?
I have fought with the neck on that thing till I'm blue in the face. It needs to be really completely done over. This was actually my first one of a license plate. I think it was actually my second build, I think.
Nice.
So hopefully it's still in tune.
Flute Wizard says, dude, those are super unique. People will pay top dollar for that. Hear that, Mike?
Yeah, thank you. Well, this one I actually, although for some reason the lacquer or what kind of, I don't know. But anyway, I like this one. This is my Smoky Mountain one. And yeah, what I really like, for whatever reason, this one is kind of like a bassy one. It's basically a 6, and 5.
Okay.
So you're an A string, although I got them to I think they're both in D.
Okay.
So it has this kind of
yeah, I like the lower tunings too.
Yeah. There we go.
Ooh.
It's a unison sound. And yeah, it's definitely sly because the neck is crazy fat. This shows what you can do with stuff lying around in the garage.
Awesome. So you just work with found materials, Mike?
No, No, I bought some stuff off CB Giddy and tried it, but my initial stuff, this is just 2x2 or 1x1, whatever that I had in the garage, and then I had the license plate was on the wall.
Flute Wizard
Mm.
says sounds like a horror film score from a Western.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what is the name of that video? I have a video that I did with this one. It's kind of dark.
Yeah. I hear some tremolo on that.
Well, you know, one of the things that is interesting, and I guess you could say a benefit of the higher action, is you can kind of.
Ah, that's Mike. Those are
Oh,
Mike's special effects. There's no
Yeah,
pedal
you can
there. That's cool,
Yeah.
Mike.
finger pedal.
Yeah.
Huh?
Bends. He's
Yeah.
yeah.
So instead of bends, you got.
Oh, Mike, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds
So,
good.
yeah, one of the advantages that you have having that higher action.
Very
Yeah, you
nice.
got that tremolo thing going on. So yeah, that's yeah. And of course, we talk. I'm my own worst critic, but when I say I like something, then I do feel good about this one.
You're not
So
gonna let that one go though. You're gonna want to keep that one for yourself.
yeah, it is my kind of my Smoky Mountain one.
Yeah.
Maybe I can turn the other ones into it. I don't know. I got a Utah one, but then my wife, that would be my wife. But
Oh, you built that one for her?
well, she don't play, but she's from Utah, so
Oh,
I
okay. It's
well, Utah plays.
sentimental. Yeah.
Right. But my favorite,
Mike's favorite. Here it comes. Da, da, da. Ooh.
I have
lap
two.
guitar.
I have 2 laps that I built.
Nice.
This one is nicer looking, and it has 4 strings. But this one, put one down. This one is 3 strings, and I probably had enough room. I could have had 5 strings, so that's a little weird, but I really like it. And after I get it plugged in,
Mister, I'm gonna switch to the other screen so we could see more Mike, but we could still hear you. So no worries.
Okay.
oh, there is some tremolo in the amp too.
There we go.
There we go.
Very fun looking. Looks like musical French fries.
Yeah,
Best Flute
back a little bit
Wizard.
here. Taking in my seat.
There we
Damn.
go.
There, now you can see it all.
Awesome.
Are you hearing it? It doesn't sound very loud.
I'm hearing it.
Are you? Okay. Start again. And this is just that 3/4 that was on the other one, but it really sounds nice in this one for some reason. I don't know what it is. but we kind of messed up on the area in here. Because not nicer on the other
So I
one.
missed that, Mike. You said that the 3-pole sounds better than the.
The same pickup as on the very first. Well, yeah, that one, the very first one I had, same pickup.
And those are the ones you got from CB Giddy with the 3-pole.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they're capturing the strings better because the poles are spaced just far
Well,
enough apart to pick up the strings on a CBG. So it could be that.
yeah, and that one I think is the middle three. This is the bottom three.
Okay.
So maybe that's it too.
Yeah.
I just like the sound of it.
It sounds really nice. Very
And I've
sweet
always,
sounding.
yeah, if I had the money, I always kind of like the. Although I'm not the greatest of finger pickers, but guys like John Butler that play the big Hawaiian guitars, man, those are great.
Beautiful.
Maybe one day I'll get one. I don't know. I have so much stuff.
Maybe you'll build one.
Well, I just did. This is my version.
Yep, there you go. But maybe a fancier one.
I don't know. This one I think sounds really good.
It does sound good.
Everything I have, this one to me sounds really good.
Get a lot of mileage with that one. The Webb says that a lap is on his to-do list. Flute Wizard has a question for you, Mike.
Absolutely, man.
How many builds do you have constructed from the past to current? Estimated number.
Oh, I counted, I think 16 total. You've seen most of them.
Okay. It seems like you had a lot more, but
nah.
You just featured them in different contexts in your video, so it seemed like you had a lot more.
Probably, but and that's where like I said, this comes from, I guess, playing a Strat and other instruments. The ones I enjoy the most is this one right here, and the wherever the other one went. The Smoky Mountain one.
There you go. Albert has a question for you. Say, could you make simple dulcimers also?
Ooh, dulcimer. That would be
be an interesting project.
Yeah, it would be similar to this, but they're hollow body.
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't know. Got to get good at making these. These are nice. What I love about these is, I mean, it's a 2x4. So, I mean, the hardest part, and I have better tools now, is cutting this little groove out for the pickup. Yeah, because mine underneath this, I ended up just putting some foam in there to cover up how bad it looks underneath of it. But and I put a little guard there, but other than that, that's why I said the second one I did looks a little better, but I like the playability of this one the best.
It looks nice to me.
Yeah, I like 3 strings. 3 strings, 2 and 3 strings appeal to me a lot.
It's like what Mr. Del Puckett says. 6 strings are 3 strings too many.
Yeah.
Could do a lot with 3 strings. Oh, I hear Lawrence. Let me bring you back. So Lawrence, you had some questions for Mike.
Well,
did we answer them all?
I guess not anymore.
Well, yeah, I think you covered most of them. Well, what are you thinking of working on next, Mike? How about that?
As far as builds?
Yeah.
Okay, my desire actually is to take some of the ones that I don't like and try to turn them into something I do like. So rather than going for numbers, that's what I was saying earlier about, I think I got all woohoo, you know, and got cigar boxes and materials and tools and all this stuff, and just started, you know, making more at a express mode than going, well, wait, I don't like this. Instead, I kind of hung it up on the wall and said, well, I'll get to that later. So I think that's my first thing, is to get to later.
Get to later.
Get to later.
I take a lot of us builders, including me, take the following approach. And it's like, okay, I finished that one. It wasn't so great. I'm not gonna go back to it. I'm just gonna move on to the next one, and at least that helps keep the motivation going.
Well, it
and the learning
depends.
going.
You know, just like with writing music, sometimes you'll start a song and you feel like I need to table it for a while and then come back to it later. But
Okay.
there's some times where it's like you don't feel like starting something new. Um, you can pick up some of your older builds, look at them, and see if there's something that you could add to them or work with them that you didn't think about before.
Right.
And so now it's like taking a fresh look at something you put down for a while.
But I do know what you're saying, though, because I was always that way. I haven't really written any lyrics in years because I don't really sing much anymore. But and at some point, I just didn't have anything to say. I guess I don't know. I cannot force myself to write lyrics, and I found that if most of the time, if I started something, if I didn't finish it, it just never happened. So I kind of get what you're saying, that sometimes you're just done with it. It's like, well, this is not going to work. But and I may end up doing that. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. But right now, I don't have any more like cigar boxes out in the garage or anything like that. Or I do have.
I'm sorry. Flute Wizard says I could see dulcimers being made from the cigar boxes. Just mash and glue a few together side by side. The slender ones, not the square ones. He says, Mike.
Yeah, that would be an idea.
Now, I know that a cigar box doesn't really allow you to do like a double neck guitar for different length necks, but maybe you could make a double guitar, which has two boxes, two necks, I mean, two everything. So you could have like a tenor and a soprano in one.
That would be interesting.
I've
Gabe would
seen
like
some
that.
people do that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I got to get the necks right. So yeah, what I was going to say is today I took this one off because I think I got it. It was kind of crooked. It's a hair better. Actually, it's better. But by damned, I thought I was going to destroy the box. This broke off down here because this thing slides out. And like, remember what I said about I don't always think about everything in advance? This is a perfect example because I got stuff, all the screws seem to screw into something. So in order to get this open, for me to get to the neck where it's screwed inside, I had to take everything off.
Okay.
And then this thing slides out. It doesn't open, it slides out. And it kept getting caught on the pickup.
Right.
So
it
yeah, I almost literally thought I was going to destroy this, getting it put back together. And I did end up, this part broke off here. So you can see it because it's not black. But anyway, so I don't know what the formula is on the necks. Why I have more trouble with the neck. So the idea at the moment of doing a double neck guitar is terrifying. Now down the line, that would be innovative. That would be total, because I don't think I've ever seen a double neck cigar box guitar.
Well, you'd have to have a pretty big box.
Well, people have done it, but the way that I've seen people do it is they've actually mashed boxes together.
Yeah.
Um, but Mike, what's giving you so much trouble with the neck? Just out of curiosity.
I just don't seem to get them on straight. They're
Oh,
either crooked
okay.
or they're bowed. You know,
Yes,
there's
yeah.
like this you can push down on. Down here, man, I can put my whole hand in there.
Right, right. I see. Yep.
So I'm not sure what the specs are
Ines.
or
Yeah,
what I'm doing wrong.
that's a struggle for all of us. If you've seen
Yeah, I
my
mean,
yeah, yeah.
like I have one. Let me go get it real quick.
Liza, when you get a chance,
Sure.
Flute Wizard had a good comment there on the creative process. It's like his second most recent chat.
Oh, let me read off what Flute Wizard has here. Giving old art a facelift is always important in the crafting process. Being detached, being able to scrap something, repurpose materials, etc. You
I
know,
agree.
it, yeah. I've always had a problem going back to something that's already done, if even if it's messed up. I just rather have a clean slate. But I mean, different strokes for different folks. Everybody has their own process.
Well, you got to repurpose some of that material, though, at least.
Yeah, but sometimes it's hard to tear something apart,
Oh,
even if it's a bad baby. It's a baby, you know.
so you end up making a lot of lamps.
Yeah. Decor decorative. Some people just buy, you could have a few pieces just set aside and tell people, oh, these are priced this way because they're just decorative pieces. They don't work very well. Why not? Some people just
Well, yeah, there you
interested
go.
Mm.
in
Well,
the
some people
decoration.
are, and yeah. But so at one point, I thought maybe this would help me a little bit. So I built this, but this is one of the CB Giddy kits,
Okay.
where they send you everything. So you
Yeah.
got the neck and all that stuff. And it turned out not too bad.
Nice.
So
So
not
did that one come notched and everything, Mike? Did
yeah,
it?
the neck
Okay.
the neck was put together.
Okay.
So all you had to do is, put it, slide it in, and I mean, you got all the instructions. It's got a piezo pickup in it.
Okay. Oh,
It's
that's a
not bad.
piezo? Really?
Yeah, yeah. It's plugged in.
Okay. It it
It's
doesn't
even got
sound like
nice
a
little fancy
piezo.
corners. Does or doesn't?
It doesn't. It's interesting. I expected a little more grit if it were piezo.
I mean, it doesn't have like bending is not as easy. So it's still more geared toward, I think, playing slide guitar.
Right. Yeah, the string height is pretty high.
Uh, the frets themselves are kind of high.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pushing against that fret
Yeah.
instead of like, to
Okay.
do it, but I'm feeling every fret all the way. So the frets are a little high. You would probably, I mean, if you wanted to get like anal retentive, you'd probably want to file the frets down some and all that jazz. But my main thing was I just kind of wanted to, I thought maybe it'd help me in building my own if I had a kit and gave it a shot.
Did it give you any insights building from a kit?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm still struggling with the next, but I think they've gotten better since then. So
You
we'll
have
see.
beautiful builds, Mike. I think you are just ultra perfectionist, being a guitarist and playing with pristine instruments,
Well, yeah, a lot. That is a lot of it. Yes, I'm not. Well, and if you're playing blues, that's more a muddied sound than ambient music.
Right.
So if you're trying to gear it up for ambient music, you got to take a little different approach, which, reverb, delay, stuff like that comes in handy. So,
Well, oh, I don't know. My camera's misbehaving. Let me see what happened. Yep. Sorry. Sorry, folks. Let me turn off my camera. This camera has a microcontroller that makes it stop video after 30 minutes. And I've been refreshing it for a while. Let's see what it does now. Let's see. Okay, I was able to I had to turn it off.
oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm seeing stuff coming in on the chat. Lawrence, I'm gonna put you back on the screen. Let's see what the chat is saying. Albert says, I bought a couple of cigar boxes from Dr. Liza, and I have a walnut neck from CB Giddy in my cart for $36. Also, a Padauk fretboard for 12 for my first CBG build.
Cool.
Extra crujiente, which means extra crispy. Okay, cool. And the electric cigar box guitar, aka WED, welcome. My second sample neck, purchased at CB Git, used for reverse engineering. No all, no all my own. Okay. And Flute Wizard says, the more builds you make, the further you progress. It's a solid recipe for success. All right.
Well, he ought to know.
the
Wise words.
Yes, wise words from the wizard.
The only thing, like I said, that I didn't care much for anyone that might not have been here earlier, with CB Giddy. Now, maybe you'd have better luck with these plastic ones.
Oh, with the plastic fingerboard
Yeah.
overlays.
I mean, personally, I don't know. I may take it out and glue it. I don't know, and say to heck with it. But yeah,
do you
I
think
think
you needed that overlay to be able to finger? Could it? Would you be able just to finger on the wood? Would it resonate?
you can,
Okay.
and maybe just as well, really.
Right.
I was going more for this Carnatic type thing,
Okay.
but hitting all these nails.
Right.
I tried the smallest screws I could, and then I tried these small nails, and I don't know. But it just depends on what you're going for. But I was going for, and this is probably one of the ones where I got it closest to the neck,
Right.
where I actually could play it.
Grr.
Because that was my goal, because I do play. I thought, well, it'd be nice to be able to have both options.
Right.
And not just slide only. Right. So anyway, but I may rework that and maybe put in a better pickup. So I don't know. It's all on what it's all on what you want. It's all on what you want to go for. So obviously, the more money you spend on tuners, they're going to stay in tune better usually.
Yeah,
and likewise, the pickup, you spend more money on a pickup.
You're right about the tuner thing. I bought some tuners in bulk once from
and you get a whole bulk amount of things you can't use.
From eBay, and it was a whole bulk of things, like more than half. They would just slide down. There was no tension on them, and yeah, what I thought I was saving money, and I ended up spending more money, because I had to buy tuners. So
that happens.
There are
well, and talk about projects. Now, this isn't a build from scratch, but
let's see it.
I got this little baby.
What is that?
Man, I got to learn how to pronounce it. It's Balakaya. Is that right?
I don't know, Mike.
It's a Russian instrument.
Huh.
It's there's 3-string. This is the 12-string version. And
Probably more like Wallachia.
Balaki, yeah, that's probably correct.
Is
That is
Gabriel
probably-
teaching you how to play it?
Well, I just got it like
Oh,
literally
okay.
the other day,
Okay.
and it was very cheap. And I should have figured for the price that he was probably lying to me about it staying in tune.
No.
These tuners are shit.
Oh,
I mean, they're horrible. And I have some coming from. Only found one. Well, several people selling the same one,
right.
and I'm hoping that they're going to work. And they're supposed to. They might be here now. I don't know, but they're supposed to be here today. So I got to take these off and pray that these other ones work, because otherwise, this is a little bit smaller than a standard guitar one.
Yeah.
Other than that, I wouldn't care. I'd put it. I mean, it'd be nicer to have the looks, but I wanted to play, you know.
Maybe
And,
put
yeah,
in
right
the.
now- oh, and I did get strings, which I figured, you know, you kind of figure you're going to change the strings, but yeah, the strings. I mean, it's a vintage instrument, and you can tell.
Right.
So
Maybe put in the guitar tuners, and since they're a little higher, taller than than those tuners.
no, I'll have to drill the holes.
Right.
They're bigger.
And then also put in a tension bar, so it could work with guitar tuners.
Tension bar up here.
Yeah, so after you drill the holes and put in the guitar tuners, which are a little taller, you can put in a tension bar so that it retains the tension it needs, and you might be able to get it to work with guitar tuners if you
Well,
have
we'll
any.
see. Like I said, I got some coming. If they fit and they work, then I'll put them in, and I got a set of strings.
That is a
Yeah,
cool looking
change
thing.
Oh yeah. It's basically tuned, although this is horribly out of tune, but it's E-E-A.
Huh.
So it's 2 E's and an A.
Hmm.
Where some of my stuff I tune, I usually will tune like B-E, B-E-B. You're
Right.
familiar with that.
Mhm.
Or some version of that, you know,
Right,
D.
the open tuning.
Yeah,
So
yeah. the open-
EEA in
Uh,
that order would mean it's like the harmonic overtones series,
yeah,
octave and 12.
yeah.
Oh,
So
that sounds cool.
hopefully I'll get this thing fixed. Then you might see a video of it down the line.
Yay. Oh,
And yeah, I'm sure Gabe, I know Gabe has one. I don't think he plays it a lot, but I know he has one. There's so many different sizes. I don't know how big his is. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen, there's a bass version of this that's as big as I mean, the thing is like, you know, this is like out to here.
I can
It's
imagine.
huge. It's
Huh.
unreal. So yeah, this is kind of the baby, the prima they call it.
Nice.
But yeah, it's a Russian instrument.
Yeah,
So-
Flute Wizard says it's like a large spackling paddle that makes noise. I
Yeah.
misread that at first, and I thought he said a large spanking paddle.
Ay, ay, ay.
No, I'm trying to think of the
Don't
band.
put words into
There's a
Flute
band where a
Wizard's
dude
mouth.
plays it. It's called a contrabass
Huh.
one, but yeah, I mean it's freaking huge. I can't remember the name of that band, but yeah, there's a band. I've seen him play, and it looks wild when he's playing it because he's standing up playing it. So it's an interesting instrument.
Well, folks, it feels like we're coming towards the end of the stream. Mike, tell people where they can find your work, your music, and your instruments. Where can they find it?
Well, YouTube is probably the easiest.
Okay, YouTube.
Like
So-
Mountain Hawk Gourley.
I left a link in
You
the
can
video
find my
description.
music. You can also find my music on Bandcamp. And I think on there you just look up Mike Gourley. But if you look up my name, I mean, I think if you did a Google search, it'd probably pull up that stuff. But
Well, Mike, I made it easy for the audience. Audience, you don't need to do Google search or anything. Just go to the video description of this live or the replay, and all of Mike's links are in there. So subscribe to his
hey,
channel, check out his music. Now, Mike, I know you don't have a place where you're selling your instruments, but is there a place where people can, or an email address where people can contact you in case they want to buy something that you have available already?
uh,
Not yet.
not really. Well, you sent me a thing. What's that website you sent me? I'm
Um,
trying to set that up.
Beacons AI.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
It's a great
I haven't figured
place.
it out because they keep trying to sell me stuff, so I don't know if it's really free or.
There's a premium version, but you don't need that. The free version of Beacons AI, you can put in as many links as you want. It's basically a place where you can, um, one place where you can put in all your links and send people to that one place, and they can access everything that you're putting out on the internet. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice. Well,
and yeah,
people can always contact me through a comment section, and if somebody's really wanting to buy, an instrument, I certainly do. I try to respond to all comments as best I can. So
all right.
even the weird ones.
um, all right. Well, Webb says he's having a lovely time listening whilst fretting up a board, enjoying a coffee, and he says, "Good show, Mike."
Well, thank you, thank you, everybody.
All righty.
Appreciate you all tuning in.
Well, before logging
And if
off, I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
I don't know, were you going to plug tonight? I was going to say for music lovers of the Mellotron, tune into Earworms tonight,
That's right.
and you'll see us all again.
Yes, you will. I forgot that I was gonna plug
The
earworms.
Oh,
Mellotron.
thanks.
Yeah, yeah. Lawrence
What?
being right there in the
Oh,
at the bottom of the screen. I forgot to plug
oh,
earworms.
I got
Okay.
your back, man.
Well, Lawrence, why
And
don't
go to
you?
and for lovers of the Mellotron, I actually put out a new video today that while I don't have the money to buy a real Mellotron, I do have Arturia's uh, version of that on my DAW, and I
Cool.
used it in my latest video. So if you go to my YouTube and
Oh
watch my
yeah,
latest video,
I was gonna share that tonight, and
or come
I
tonight.
was I you didn't say anything about it other than sharing the video, and I was listening to it and said, "Man, the strings in this sound kind of like a mellotron."
Because it
And
is. It's Mike's
well,
plugin.
yeah, a virtual one. But yeah, we're doing the Mellotron and the Chamberlain, which is the US version and actually the original.
All
Oh,
We'll be
right.
there you
talking
go.
about that a little bit. The Mellotron really was kind of a bit of theft involved there.
Hmm.
Well, it's going to be interesting. It always is.
Definitely, definitely.
That's in what, 3.5 hours?
Right.
Yes,
So
7:30
get
Eastern.
Well,
get dinner, take a nap.
that's after this shameless plug, though.
Yeah, we're focusing more on the music side of things now on your worms, and yeah, we're going to be changing the format up a little bit in making it more like this, where we drive it from OBS rather than using the streaming platform that's been giving us headaches.
Oh,
And I'll be doing more streaming throughout the week too, just showing things that I'm currently working on. I figure, if I'm going to be working on some music and some instrument in the software, I might as well just share it, just stream it live and talk about it while I do it.
there you go.
Exactly. Exactly.
Well, what an excellent first show.
Well, thank you,
Yeah.
Mike. I'm glad the
Excellent.
stream
And the
didn't blow
second
up.
one, for those out there who don't know the Flute Wizard, you need to tune in next Sunday. What a great guy and a great maker of flutes, and just a great guy to do business with. So, yeah, great guy. Love you, brother. Thank you for tuning in today, man. I'll tune in next week for sure.
Mike, thank you for being my guinea pig here. And I'm glad that the stream didn't blow up in our faces, and that we had a nice, relatively smooth stream. Although I went
Yes.
off my
All
script.
things considered. Yeah.
All things considered, and chat. Any questions before I turn on my shameless plug here, and then log us off?
What is your shameless plug?
What is my shameless plug? Wouldn't you like to know? Okay, I'll play it. Hello there, my name is Mona Lisa, and I'm excited to tell you about Psycheopera's merch store powered by bonfire.com. I discovered my love for Cigar
Woo.
merchandise for other CBG enthusiasts like you. Our store offers t-shirts,
knew
hoodies,
there
and
were gonna
sweaters
be
in multiple
commercials.
colors and sizes, featuring my image and that of my cherub friend. These items are perfect for upcoming Cigar Box guitar festivals, and if you play or build CBGs, they make excellent attire for craft markets and gigs. Best of all, every purchase you make supports Dr. Liza and her work here on YouTube. No matter where you are in the world, our Bonfire-powered store ships internationally. Plus, if you're a super sub, don't forget to use your promo code at checkout to get 10% off your order. So, if you like to see me rocking a CBG on your shirt, hoodie, or sweater, click on the link in the video description box to place your order today. Thanks for watching and have a fantastic day. Chaito. All right, folks, so we'll see you all on Earworms at 7 once again to talk
30.
more music. Oh, 7:30. 7:30
Oh,
Eastern
7:30,
time.
yes.
Sorry. 7:30
So it's
Eastern
4 hours.
time on Earworms.
Well, for now, we're thinking of moving it a little bit earlier. We'll see. But
Yeah.
tonight it's 7:30 Eastern, 4:30
Right.
Pacific.
And I think I do have a link to your channel in the video description box. So, folks, if you don't know where the Earworms live stream is taking place, just go to the video description, go down to Lawrence's links, and you'll find his channel there. And he has his stream prominently on his YouTube homepage. So, alrighty, folks. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. And, oh, yeah, Lawrence put the Earworms in the
My channel link.
The channel link in the chat.
Yep.
And thank you, Albert. And oh, Albert has an unboxing video coming up, so
Yay.
I will announce that.
Yeah, you can click on the icons for people in the chat, like the Flute Wizard included. Just click on the icons, or look at the name and with the @ symbol, and you can find their channels directly that way.
All right.
It's worth checking them out.
Yeah. So there you have a trick. If we don't display the links, just click on, and Albert is called Now Open for Lunch on YouTube. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, people participating in the chat. Your support is invaluable to me, to Mike, to Lawrence. And again, thank you so much, Mike, for being
My pleasure.
my very first guest. And it was a lot of fun.
It was a ton of fun.
Cool beans. Keep building, Mike. Keep building.
I will.
And hey, I would like to have you on again at some point if you're up for it. We'll chat about it later. We'll chat about it later. No worries. All right, folks.
What am I going to do for an encore?
For an encore,
I could do Pete Townsend.
Ah. Oh no, Mike! No, that's sacrilege.
I don't have any lighter fluid. I could do Jimi Hendrix.
Sacrilege, Mike. We do not destroy
Play it with your mouth.
CBGs on the stream. Okay, I'm gonna cue the outro. Here we go.